It's no secret that proving the ROI of social media marketing is one of the biggest challenges faced by businesses and marketing agencies today. In fact, in a research survey of agency owners, Agora Pulse found that a whopping 55% of marketing agencies, over half of you, aren't measuring the ROI or impact of social media marketing for your clients. And as a result, 65% of agencies report having difficulties attracting and retaining clients. Wouldn't you like to show your clients all of the value that you're bringing to the table? Yeah? How would you like to hand prospects the results you've delivered for other businesses just like theirs? Can you imagine the gas from clients and prospects alike when you tell them the true value of social media? That's what we're covering in today's episode of Agency Accelerated. Welcome back to Agency Accelerated, the show for agencies who want to get bigger. Stick with us to learn how you can simplify your growth strategy with practical tips from the marketing pros. I'm Stephanie Liu, and I'm here in beautiful sunny San Diego. Those of you that are watching live right now, let us know where you're tuning in from. Let me know in the comments, where I'd love to see you. And I'd love to know whether or not you're here live. Oh, there's Julia. Hey, yeah. And if you're watching the replay, comment with hashtag replay. Always remember that those who watch and engage live have the opportunity to get their questions answered in real time. We're live every other Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and of course, LinkedIn. Make sure you head on over to agorapulse.com/calendar and subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. And stay until the very end because you'll get a chance to get your hands on a creative way to grow and scale your marketing agency. That's right. We've got Tim Sohn here in the comments. Love it, love it, love it. Evie Hyman. Woo! Hello, gorgeous. So nice to have you here. And I saw Julia pop in earlier too. So today, we're not only kicking off season 4 of Agency Accelerated. Wow, season 4. We're also starting an entire series for you all about ROI, the return on investment from social media marketing, because we all want to show our clients, our bosses, that our work is valuable, right? That's right. You're going to learn from the amazing, the wonderful Jessika Phillips. And she's going to be here because she's going to be doing some amazing things. Jessika Phillips is a relationship marketing evangelist known for her outspoken dedication to relationship marketing. She's also a dear friend of mine. Jessica's personal mission is to inspire people to love more, give more, and be more through using authentic relationships every day, all day, every day. She's founded Now Marketing Group in 2010 with only a laptop and a vision. And that vision, oh, she's so talented. She brings it to life. The company is now a Forbes recognized agency partner and a certified inbound partner with HubSpot, Now Marketing Group, and works with over 100 clients across the United States and beyond, choosing to serve, not sell. Jessika teaches comprehensive relationship marketing, presents in a weekly videocast, Magnet Marketers, and hosts one of the largest social media conferences in the Midwest, Social Media Week Lima. Jessika, welcome to the show. How
Yay! I'm so good. I'm so glad to be here with you talking about one of my favorite topics, ROI. It balances relationships so well because it's that proof that relationships work, right? But I love showing it through ROI.
Yeah. One of the things that I love about you is because since your emphasis is on relationships, you show us that there are resources in relationships and it's important for us to start building them now. So let's set the stage just a little bit, yeah? Talk to us about how you got your marketing agency started and the kind of work that you do for clients today because you're doing some awesome things.
Oh, well, thank you for that. But yeah, so Relationships were the currency of my business getting started, actually. So I worked in telecommunications. That was my first big girl job, and worked my way up from the customer service department to sales to store manager to distribution partner. And all the while, I had to rely on relationships in every stage of the business in order to work my way up and grow. And what I mean by that is when I started out in telecommunications, it was the day of the big Zach Morris phones. I'm dating myself now, but Saved by the Bell, the big phones. And that technology was changing really, really quickly to then the smartphones and text messaging and photo messaging and all the things, data that people were like, I'm not going to use that. I just want my phone to make phone calls. And now, could you imagine like people saying that? Now they like want everything but phone calls. But at that time, they're like, I don't, why are you calling me? You could just text me, right? But at that
Yeah.
time, working in telecommunications, I was communicating with each person that kind of came in the door. We were always supposed to sell, even if we're working in customer service. So we had to really get to know the person that was in front of us, talk with them, find out what their challenge was, and help them solve that challenge and build this rapport with them in order to even get to the point of them trusting us enough to invest more in the provider that I was working for. So in doing that and building relationships, I was able to again work my way up from that customer service to the sales role to store manager to
Um,
distribution partner, which the distribution partner role was all about helping mom and pop shops sell and market our phones and our services. And they had no marketing budget at all. Like their marketing was going around to the malls and putting like flyers underneath window wipers or windshield wipers and to buy from them. And I'm like, no, there's a better way. We can,
yes.
yeah, this was also when social media was just coming out, thankfully. So the businesses that I was working with, these mom and pop shops, they really had a magical thing though in their shops of them taking time with customers, getting to know them, knowing people on a first name basis. So I really fell in love with just their process and how they showed up for their customers and how they cared for their team members. So I built this rapport with them, helped them grow their business by setting up social media channels for them. At that time, I was still even going to school for internet marketing and
Wow.
kind of found this love for helping brands tell their story online. So thought I had my forever job there, but unfortunately not unfortunately that I got pregnant, but when I was pregnant, I got sick and really sick where I was in the hospital for 8 out of the 9 months that I was pregnant. And the company that I was working for let me go because they were like, we can't cover your territory where you're sick. So I had a lot of time to sit in the hospital and think about what I wanted to do. And one of the
Yeah.
things I knew I didn't want to do is go back to a company that could let me go while I needed them the most. So I decided to start Now Marketing Group at that time, and because I was still getting phone calls from all the people that I built these relationships with, asking me
Mhm.
questions about social media and how they could use it in other ways. So the light bulb went off. I started Now Marketing Group in 2010, so 12 years ago. And we've grown from first offering just social media to then realizing social alone's not going to do it. You have to have, the other things in place because social is a spot for relationship building, not sales. The sales will happen on your home base. And so we started offering web development, video production, SEO, ad management, and grown the team from there to be a marketing department for the companies that may not have a full service marketing department and
Yeah.
work with the extension of their brand from there.
Wow, that's amazing. I know. I just got the chills from all the things, especially when you said that it's like, I never want to be in a position where someone can just let me go like that. And it's
Mhm.
like you want to be in charge of your own destiny, and you had this vision, as I said before, of what it is exactly that you wanted, and you built it and you created it. And not only that though, but you held on to that vision and you brought it to life. 2010, you said?
Yeah, March 2010. Yeah, it was
Wow.
a scary but exciting time, right? Like you go from making a salary to paying to work,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
really the premise again, it was the relationships that I knew that I had formed where people had trust, right? And that
Yes.
we were going to follow through in what we were doing. So it grew rapidly from there, thankfully. And I'm thankful for maintaining a lot of those relationships. I've had team members that have been with me the whole 12 years, and clients as well, which has been cool.
That's beautiful. I love that. See, now all of you know Jessica Phillips, and now you know why I'm just so enamored by her and everything that she does and the team that she's built and everything. So, Jessica, when it comes to social media ROI, what does that mean to you? And why
Yeah.
is it so
So
important to clients too? Yeah.
Yeah, so social ROI has often been this hard thing to explain, I think, to clients because they're used to investing so much in marketing dollars and equating that to just new sales, right? And with social ROI, it's a little bit different. It's a lot of bit different, actually. It's that return on investment, but also I like to say it's, how is it reducing churn? How is it
Yes.
increasing your culture of your team members? How is it, maintaining your team and attracting new top talent? How is it growing your brand kind of from that inside out perspective of using social media to maintain, cultivate, and really nurture relationships that you have in every stage of your business, from people that are just following you online and becoming like true fans of the brand. How are they,
Mhm.
becoming from clients to real advocates for your brand, team members into, evangelists wanting to share your content out. So social ROI has to really kind of capture all of that and paint a picture of what is our time worth investing on these channels, because although they may be free to use, it does take an investment of time, especially if companies and organizations are hiring people like myself and our agency to do the work for them. That comes at a cost, and often brands have looked at it like, what is this going to generate for me? And they're only looking
Mhm.
at it as a new sales perspective, when now it has to encompass many other aspects of that.
That's true.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking back to the last time that I saw you, and not only just you, but your team. And I remember when I saw them last month, but oh wow, that was last month. And what they were posting on social media, and they were happy. They were just
Mhm.
enjoying the event. And I don't know about you, but if I have a happy account manager, I'm a happy client because account managers in the right mindset to help me with what it is that I need. They're not stuck in a problem if I'm stuck in a problem, right?
Mhm.
They're living life, they're loving it. And when you have someone that could strategize with you and do those types of things, yeah, that's different from a monetary value. That's knowing that my account manager, my team, they're there to guide me and help me, and you're cultivating that too within your team. So awesome. I love that. What else do you think is important about social media ROI for clients
Mhm.
to be mindful of? It's not just the dollar value. You talked about
Mhm.
um, it's like this embodiment of this culture, and I'd be
Mhm.
curious to hear what you have to say about that because your culture, your team, your crew. When I come out to Lima, it's a whole nother vibe.
Yeah. It gives a sense of who you are as an organization. When I said, like, starting from the inside out, it really social media is just an amplifier of whatever you have going on, or should be anyway, whatever you already have going on within your organization. So it's important to remember that when you're looking at how are we going to approach social media in the first place, really amplifying the social part of it, to tell the story and give more than just the story, like the energy of what your organization is, and showcase that online, whether that is your account managers, having fun, doing some fun reels on Instagram or TikToks or whatever, and then balancing that with some of that helpful content that they're sharing. And, then we're in between, we can promote maybe the conference that we have, Social Media Week Lima that was mentioned at the beginning, or an event like this for people to show up and attend that could lead to a sale. But it has to encompass all of those other elements in order to maintain the attention, maintain the relationship for the people that are following you and connecting with you, in order for them to trust you enough, be invested enough to not only want to continue consuming the content,
Yeah.
but also staying with the brand. I like to say it's like being a magnet with your marketing versus being like a bullhorn and just blasting messages out. You're really attracting the right kind of people to your channel. So the ROI component of that is really breaking down the understanding and awareness of, if we're doing this, is it
Mhm.
generating the outcome that I'm wanting? But that outcome can be so much more than just dollars, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying at the end of the day. But you do need to be aware of ROI in general. That's why I said I love the ROI topic, even though I always say it's serving over selling, belonging over buying. But it's just the proof, right? It's the proof that is building that confidence in the teams that are managing the social media. And it's showcasing that, hey, here's our results from what we're doing. And it's showing that it's working overall.
I love that. I love that. We have someone in the comments, George Witcher, he says, Jessica dropping truth bombs.
Aw.
That's right. That's right. Whenever I sit down with her and I talk to her, it is a magnet. There's this gravitational pull when it comes to Jessica. She just wants to know about you and everything, right? Not only just business, but, family, occupation, relationships, all the things. And then she just takes that all into consideration. And I think that's really what embodies a true leader is. And like I said, I'm totally enamored by her.
Feeling is so neutral.
So if you're just tuning in, we're talking with Jessika Phillips about how marketing agencies can prove the ROI of their social media marketing for clients. But first, a quick story about how another agency owner that we caught up with at Social Media Marketing World relies on Agorapulse for reporting.
I am Ann Popolizio, and I am the owner of Social Squib. We're a boutique digital marketing agency specializing in social media, Facebook advertising, and organic social media. I chose Agorapulse for a few key reasons. I think the primary reason was the robustness of their reporting and the analytics that they have. It's a really great platform for agencies. It makes it really easy to manage a team that's doing multiple layers of scheduling, approval. It's a simple tool to use, but gives me really, really, really robust information that actually helps me develop better strategies for my clients and better plans of action. I've used Hootsuite, I've used Sprout Social. I'm much happier with the functionality and the reporting of Agorapulse. Hi.
And if and if you'd like to learn more about how Agorapulse helps thousands of agencies grow and scale their businesses, head on over to bit.ly/ad agency revenue. Now, let's get back to your agency with Jessika Phillips. Jessika, for an agency to demonstrate the impact their social media marketing has made on a client, what tools do they need to have first in place?
Well, I'll tell you about the tools we used to have, and then now we use Agorapulse.
Yeah.
Thank you, Agorapulse, for the add-on of the ROI feature and just all the tools that you've added in. I was like nodding my head along to the testimonial video where she was talking about all the tools she used before, and then now how succinctly she can pull and manage the data there in Agorapulse. Yeah, so before I was using, Google Analytics, because again, it's not just about what happens on social, because a lot of times the sales happen on the website, right? Or whatever tool that you're using. And so we were using Google Analytics, then we were using, the ad reports via Facebook. If they were doing ads, and then all the different individual social channels, pulling the reports there. And a lot of times this data had to be kind of combined within the dreaded spreadsheets, right? And calculated to get an ROI. And the only way to pull that ROI, I should say at the very beginning, is like having the conversation with clients, like, what is that win for you? What are
Mhm.
we measuring as success at the end of the day, especially if they're not like an e-commerce brand? Like, how do you measure the ROI? What is that win? What are we calculating? So I used to use a ton of tools like those, as well as I use SpyFu to see overall like what people were saying about the brand and
Yeah.
how the other competitors were performing online. But now we've been able to eliminate those, and we use Agora Pulse ROI feature in addition to the reporting that already comes kind of within Agora Pulse to then pull a nice report and to show them, hey, here is not only the dollar generated, but here
Yeah.
is the awareness, is a big part of it. Like, how are you growing as far as people talking about you and being aware of you, and how many new touches are you getting to the brand itself? How are you maintaining the engagement of that community building? So that growth of word of mouth, or now online, it's world of mouth, right? Like, how are we growing that in addition to the awareness, getting the engagement, people talking about us, sharing us on, and then at the end of the day, it resulting in that dollar value or that win of a completion of a goal. Maybe it's a phone call, maybe it's a a submission of a form, maybe it's a visit to a sign up for a free trial, whatever that looks like for the
Mhm.
brand. How are you able to measure all those components? Now we use Agora Pulse to do that.
Yeah, and I don't think most people realize, like, even in the reporting, right? Because I see the dashboard in my head,
Mhm.
and
I
when
know.
comments come in, yeah, I see the dashboard in my head, and I see the comments come in, and you could see, how often they've engaged with you because you could categorize
Mhm.
them. You could see what hashtags are coming up and all the things. And when you said, I think I heard it differently, and it gave me a different picture. But did you say word of mouth or world of mouth?
I said world of mouth, like
Okay.
grow.
Yeah.
It was word of mouth. Now it's world of mouth because there's so many more people talking about your brand, and others are watching it,
Yeah.
watching it happen. So like we're talking about Agora Pulse right now, the ROI feature. We're not directly saying it to the people that are watching ish. We're
Yeah.
talking it back and forth, but they're listening in when somebody makes a comment in a group. Hey, what social tools should I use for social media management? And maybe people are, responding Agora Pulse. Others are seeing that happen, and that it's still this, peer recommendation, but without those people talking. So I think it's more world of mouth now than
Yeah.
just word of
I've
mouth.
never heard that before. I'm like, "Wow, that was so cool." As soon as you said it, my jaw dropped and my eyes went wide because I'm a visual learner, and I was just like, "Yeah, it's the whole world." And, like, in my head, I was imagining, like, different continents, different cities, different places all talking, and I was like, "I've never
Mhm.
heard that before." And that's probably why Steven Barga in the comments said, "Jessica is pure gold."
Oh,
Mhm.
Steven.
Oh, Steven, okay,
Oh.
World of
Steven
mouth.
World of mouth. Thank you, voice of God. That was good. Yeah, it took me to a whole different thing, and you know
Mm,
why I think that is because I think as marketers, as clients, we've heard the phrase word of mouth, right?
mhm,
And so it's just so easy for us to be like, "Oh, okay, an agency is gonna say word of mouth." But then you said world of mouth, and then it took me to a whole different, "Oh,
mhm.
that's different." See what I'm saying when it comes to Jessica? She just kinda, like, opens up these possibilities, and I was just entranced by her. So I
Aw,
love this
you're so sweet.
conversation. I
You're
love
so
this
sweet.
conversation. Okay, Agency Accelerator friends, we're getting close to wrapping things up with Jessica. So if you've got questions, now's the time, right? You know, the thing is that I love it when the live agency comes on board because you're thinking and you're wondering things about, okay, so how can I apply this to my business? Do I need to go and revisit the Agora Pulse dashboard? What am I missing out on? How can I create that world of mouth and pay attention to it and do all the things that Jessica has just mentioned, right? And the thing here is drop in your questions now. Ask them because I still have questions of my own with Jessica. As you can see, I love talking to her. Even at the conference, I like cornered her. I'm like, hey, let's talk. What are you doing? What are you doing? All the things, yeah. So I want to give another quick shout out to Tim Stone, who is hopping in from what was that Philadelphia or Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. Tim Stone tuning in from Pennsylvania. Awesome. So Jessica, how has being able to prove social media ROI to clients helped your agency? How's that helped Now Marketing Group?
Yeah, I love this question because I feel that of course, you have to have trust with your clients in order for them to even trust you to post for them using social media, right? And that's a big trust factor, or should be. But now we're able to show them the impact that it has at the end of the day. So not only are we able to continue building that trust, and like what all of us just went through, let's just say in 2020, hate to bring it up, but we all went there. And brands have to consider, what are we cutting? What are we removing? What are we, kind of getting rid of? You can showcase that this is one thing that you can't afford to, because
Mhm.
you have results there. And it's not an arbitrary number, right? Like when I hate, using this example, but I also love it at the same time of, when you get the ROI, if you will, of, okay, newspaper or TV, and they're like, okay, you have this many people that will see your paper. And it's been the same calculation of, they consider a newspaper that 4 people read each paper that's delivered, and a billboard, this many people drive past it, and it's just a set number. Well, with social ROI, when you have the right tools in place, you can showcase, no, here's the real result that's specific to your brand of what is happening at the end of the day. And not only that, when you use a tool like, with what we do with Agora Pulse, we can say, not only here's the numbers of goal completions, here's the new, totals of new people talking about you, here's the type of content that's working, here's where they're finding you, but we can showcase the real people, names, profiles of people having conversations about the brand, how often they are, where it's happening, and be able to then take that and showcase that to a client so they can see the efforts that you're putting in, and they know that, John Smith is somebody that they've been trying to close in a deal. They know, John Doe, the next person on
Mhm.
the list, is somebody that they've had as a client. They can see those real relationships, and then you can showcase that in your reporting. It's building that trust and rapport, but also giving them faith, and that relationships are the currency of business, right? Like, and that they can continue doing it at the end of the day.
I love that. Relationships are the currency of business. Dang,
Mhm.
so good.
So sweet.
Jessica, this has been amazing. Thank you so much. I love spending time with you. And I know that there are folks that are watching, that are listening as well, that want to connect with you. So, where's the best place to point them to?
Yeah, the easiest place is to visit jessikaphillips.com. My name's spelled a little different, Jessika, Phillips, Phillips. And then the social channels are at the top that you can click and connect with the one that you prefer. But chances are I'm hanging out there as well. So would love to connect with you.
I love it. I love it. So that's all that we have for today, friends. In our next episode, we'll be talking to agency owner, consultant, and speaker, the amazing Brie Anderson. And we're going to do a deep dive into Google Analytics and uncomplicating reports for your clients. Yeah. After that, we'll be followed by Steph and Jay to round our series on ROI. Then we'll have the Christina Garnett from HubSpot and Jeanette Machuca on the show. So if there's a particular topic that you'd like us to cover, or someone that you think is just as amazing as Jessica, that you think that we should talk to, go to agencyaccelerated.live and drop us a note. I'd love to hear from you. I want to know, who would you like to have on the show? So I'll see you and your agency accelerating into the next show. Thank you. And thank you, Jessica. You're the best.